So it's either one or the other is the enhancement.
Okay.
All right, so give me just a moment. All right, I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. I'll set bond for you on the DUI with elevated breath at 2,500, and on the charge of DUI with property damage at 1,000. Good luck.
Thank you.
Martez Poe. Mr. Robinson.
All right, you are here on a charge of battery, charge of burglary of an occupied dwelling. Let's see, criminal mischief, felony criminal mischief, trespass, and occupied dwelling, commercial property cause 1,000 damage. What is that? In a moment. $6.13. Oh, that's another count of criminal mischief. Let's see. Right, that's specifically criminal mischief damaging a dwelling or commercial property while trespassing, causing $1,000 more or more in damages. All right. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford to hire the lawyer?
I think I already have one.
Well, you were just arrested on this case, right?
Yes, sir.
Unless you knew they were coming for you and retained somebody, you don't have a lawyer on this case. Do you intend to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Do that? Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. Give me a moment.
You have a follow-up challenge? An idea of follow-up.
Okay, let me review the affidavit.
Okay. Sanderson Public Defender's Office. I just noticed he's charged with 2 different counts of burglary of the dwelling, just written 2 different ways, and they're both F2, so at least on my affidavit. He's got the unarmed burglary of the occupied dwelling, which is a secondary felony, and occupying a dwelling, commercial property causing $1,000 or damage more, which is also a secondary felony.
That's not a burglary. That's a criminal mischief charge. That's the one I had to look at. That statute number is criminal mischief of an occupied.
Okay, so it's really just written wrong here. It's a criminal.
Yeah, it's not even written to describe anything. But the statute number is
Okay,
criminal mischief in excess of 1,000 while trespassing on a commercial or
So it's a
property
different-
or a dwelling.
different type of charge. Okay, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right. Sir, I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. And give me a moment. Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. The state would be announcing its intent to file a pretrial detention motion in this case. So we'd ask to continue this to tomorrow.
And which count does that apply to?
Really burglary of an occupied dwelling.
All right. I didn't realize second degree felony burglary is panel.
It's up, usually they don't file on that, but it's up to the state.
So it's one of those the state may do it.
Yeah.
Has to. All right. All right. All right, the state is requesting that you be held in pretrial detention. I'm going to give them 1 day to file their motion, or give them until tomorrow to file their motion. So in the meantime, you're going to be held at no bond, and you'll be set on the first appearance docket tomorrow for the state to file that. Good luck.
Sir.
Tavion Robinson.
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
You're here on a charge of resisting an officer without violence and corruption by threat of a public servant. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir, please.
Oh, you also have a warrant for aggravated battery on a pregnant person and tampering with a witness. And then you have 3 child support writs. So, but on the criminal matters, you said you want a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You can hire the lawyer?
I would like a public defender, please.
You cannot afford to hire a lawyer?
Correct.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. Give me just a moment. All right, I've reviewed the affidavit for the resisting and the corruption by threat. There is probable cause. Judge Beato reviewed the affidavit on the aggravated battery on a pregnant person and the tampering with a witness and found probable cause. And let's see. Deal with the writs first, the non-criminal matters. Those are, there's 3 of them. And Judge Hill set a purge on one at $2,500. On the second one, there's a purge of $2,500. And on the third is also a purge of $2,500. So you can get out on those by paying those amounts. If you're unable to, you'll see a magistrate, hearing officer or judge early this week. On the aggravated battery and tampering with a witness, Judge Beato directed that that I consider bond at first appearance. So I will set bond on the aggravated battery on a pregnant person at $10,000. On the tampering, it's been set already at $5,000. Judge Beato directed that she be placed on pretrial release with conditions that you not use, possess, or carry firearms, guns, weapons, ammunition, or knives. You will have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with the alleged victim in that case, and that would be Shanora Caesar. She also directed that you stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. And there's a condition of having no contact with a co-defendant, directly, indirectly, or through a third person.
Co-defendant, sir? I don't have a co-defendant.
I was thinking the same thing, so I'm just gonna say if there is one, because I don't see one listed, but Judge Beato ordered it. And then on the other case, I will set bond in the amount of 1,000 on the resisting and 5,000 on the corruption by threat. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
Harry Tosh.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you are here on a charge of resisting an officer without violence. It's like a
What's
lawyer.
that? I'm sorry, sir. I can barely hear you. What?
One count of
What?
resisting without violence and one count of DUI. Would you like a lawyer?
Uh,
Do you have a hearing problem?
last night
Wait. Deputy, does he have a hearing problem?
Not that we know of. He's been hearing everything I said.
Maybe they could tell him what you said if he.
Right. Could you assist me, sir? You're charged with resisting without violence and DUI.
last night.
I think he might have some mental health issues, Your Honor.
Last night. I had a drink or something.
Stop. I don't need an explanation. I'm just telling you what you're charged with. Do you understand what you're charged with?
I mean,
Do
Smith,
you
I'm gonna
understand what you're charged with?
was it a blow?
Do you
All right,
understand
stop.
what you're charged with?
Stop, everybody. Ms. Smith, I'm appointing your office to represent him in assessing a $50 application fee. I'm going to review the paperwork. Don't say anything about your case, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. I find probable cause for the DUI. I do not find probable cause for resisting because there's no indication you refuse to obey his command to stop. So I'll ROR you on that count. On the DUI, your bond will be set at $1,000. Good luck.
Claudio Dragovic.
Sanderson put it in the office.
Morning, Your Honor.
A few of the counts because they didn't
All right.
allege
Let
fires.
me review everything first. All right, sir, you are here on a charge of, oh wait, who is this?
VRAGOVIC.
Okay. All right, you're here on a charge of DUI as a fourth or subsequent offense, driving while license suspended or revoked as a third or subsequent offense, and failure to, fleeing and eluding. And reckless driving and operating the vehicle in excess of the speed limit by over 100 miles per hour. Refusal to submit to DUI, resisting without violence. Can you pull that order up?
We don't have that order, so we're in this set now.
Would you like a lawyer, sir?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. Give me a moment.
Thank you.
Um, Smith has alleged a failure of probable cause on the felony DUI. Do you wish to be heard?
Your Honor, if Your Honor does not find probable cause, we just ask to set this for, continue this to tomorrow so that we can have the officer amend his report.
And you know, also had a challenge in the DLSR third offense. There's no allegations of priors for that charge either.
All right, sir, I am going to give the state 24 hours to produce some information that would provide probable cause for the priors on the felony DUI and the felony driving while license suspended or revoked. But I will go ahead and address your bonds. And I will set a bond on the fourth or subsequent DUI at 10,000. Obviously, if they can't provide probable cause tomorrow, the judge is authorized to reduce that. On the driving while license suspended or revoked at 5,000. On the fleeing and eluding at 5,000. On the reckless driving at 1,000. On the excessive speed at 1,000. On the refusal to submit to DUI testing at 1,000, on the resisting without violence at 1,000. If you are placed on, if you do bond, you'll be on pretrial release with conditions that you not possess or consume alcohol, that you not go to places where the sale or service of alcohol is the main source of business. You will not drive without a valid license, and you will be subject to random breath testing. But you can wait and see what happens tomorrow. The judge may reduce bond on those felony counts that I'm giving the state additional time on, or you can bond out right now. Understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck.
And
Thank you.
Christopher Williams.
All right. You are here on a charge of domestic assault and aggravated battery on a pregnant person as an act of domestic violence. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You afford to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. Let me review the affidavit.
That's the only charges, sir?
That's all I have in front of me.
Okay.
I don't know if you got arrested on something else and they didn't
Well,
send the
that,
paper.
there's, yes, sir. Uh, uh, That's a crock of shit.
Whatever you're mumbling is distracting. I'm trying to read your affidavit.
Oh, you're good. You can set me at no bond.
Okay.
I don't want to bond out.
All right, let me just review the affidavit.
It's fucking crazy.
All right, I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Despite your wish, I'll set bond in the amount of 5,000 on the domestic assault and at 10,000 on the domestic aggravated battery. If you post the bond, you'll be on pretrial release. You'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Kristen Williams or Margaret Brannon. You'll stay 500 feet away from their person, residences, vehicles, places of employment, schools, and so forth. You will not possess weapons, firearms, or ammunition. If you were living with one of them, you may return to that residence one time within 48 hours of your release with law enforcement to retrieve necessary personal items. Good luck.
All right, good luck to you too.
Thank
That's all we have in South County, Your Honor.
First one in Central County is Melanie Abar.
All right, ma'am, you're here on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
No,
Sorry,
no,
you're going to represent yourself?
can you just appoint me one, please?
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No, I do.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. I reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. I'll set bond at $5,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release. You'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Edward Lawrence. You will possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Stay 500 feet away from his person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. You may return one time within 48 hours of your release with a police officer or deputy to retrieve personal items. Good luck.
Anelka Bent.
All right, you are here on local charges of possession of cannabis and possession of drug paraphernalia. And it looks like you also have a warrant out of Hillsborough for failing to appear on a charge of felony petty theft. And in that case, the judge set your bond at no bond. When you resolve your local charges, they'll be here to get you and you can discuss your arrangements for a lawyer with the judge over there. Let me review the affidavit on your local charges. I have reviewed that affidavit. There is probable cause. Was there something you wanted to address with the court, Mr. Overholt?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Bank has open charges as well as Polk County. We'd be asking for no bond.
What is that case number?
That's CF 25-10317.
CF 25-13.
10317. All right, ma'am, I'll set bond on the cannabis charge at 1,000, on the paraphernalia at 1,000. Having found probable cause to believe that you've committed a new crime while out on bond in 25 CF 10317, I am revoking your release, discharging your bondsman, and you will be held at no bond in that case. Understand? Good luck.
Heather Cheney.
Right, ma'am, you're here on a charge of misuse of 911 or E911. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes,
Hire a lawyer?
I will hire one, yes.
All right. Let me review the affidavit. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. I'm placing you on pretrial release, straight pretrial release, with conditions that you just standard conditions of pretrial release. Understand? Just need to report to the Office of Pretrial Services first thing in the morning tomorrow. They'll instruct you on all the standard conditions.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to post a bond.
Thank you, sir.
Toysha Cobbs.
You're here on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
No.
You're going to represent yourself?
Yes.
All right, if you change your mind, let the judge know when you get to court. I think that's a terrible idea. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. I will set bond for you in the amount of $5,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release with conditions that you have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Dane McFarland. Stay 500 feet away from his person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth, and do not possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Good luck.
The next one, Crystal Corrales, bonded, Your Honor.
Okay.
This is Angel Day.
All right, ma'am, you are here on a warrant for one count of making false report of commission of a crime and one count of contradictory statement in an official proceeding. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire the lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender provisionally and assess a $50 application fee. Judge McDaniel found probable cause when he issued the warrant and set your bonds at $5,000 on the perjury and $1,000 on the false report. Good luck.
Joanne Denny.
All right, you're here on a charge of possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Would you like a lawyer? Sorry?
No.
You're gonna represent yourself?
Yeah.
Terrible idea. If you change your mind, let the judge know at first appearance. I'm sorry, arraignment. All right, I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Bond will be set at 5,000 on the methamphetamine and 1,000 on the paraphernalia. Good luck.
Denise Garcia,
You're on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. The affidavit, there is probable cause. I'll set bond in the amount of $5,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release with conditions that you have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Dustin Fisher, that you possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You may stay 500 feet away from this person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. You may return one time within 48 hours with a police officer or deputy to retrieve necessary personal items. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
this way. Molly Jones,
All right, you are here on an allegation that you violated probation on the underlying charge of battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Can you afford to hire the lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender, assess a $50 application fee. Judge Patey found probable cause when she issued the warrant, and she set bond at no bond. I'll set bond at no bond. Good luck.
Michelle Kramer,
Ma'am, you are here on one count of burglary of a conveyance and one count of misdemeanor petty theft. Would you like a lawyer?
I didn't do this crime.
you wanted
That's,
his attorney, that's all he's asking.
It's not an answer to my question, and that's not why we're here today. Do you want a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No, I need a public defender.
Okay, they're appointed. I'll assess a $50 application fee. Let's see.
Stop, listen.
Judge Kaler found probable cause when she issued the warrant.
It's insane.
So,
Okay, well, I'll tell her so that she knows. Give me just a moment. If you were listening at the beginning of the court, instead of all wrapped up in your emotions, you would have heard that I'm not finding anyone guilty of anything. I'm making probable cause determinations alone. I'm not even saying the state can prove the case. So just let me review the paperwork and settle down. All right. In any event, Judge Kaler found probable cause when she issued the warrant. She set bond on the petty theft at 1,000. I will set bond on the burglary at 5,000. Judge Kaler also indicated that if you posted bond, you were to be placed on pretrial release with conditions that you have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with the alleged victim, which is Abner Vega, at 2 Men in a Truck. And that you stay 500 feet away from his person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. And that you have no contact with co-defendants. If there is one, I don't know that there is one.
I don't know.
Right. Good luck.
Step on or take a seat. Lisette Landron,
Innocent Public Defender's Office, just want to be heard regarding bond.
And you are here on a charge of domestic battery on a person 65 years of age or older. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire the lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender provisionally and assess a $50 application fee. Smith?
This is gonna ask for straight pre-trial release or very low bond on this. My understanding is her mother, who's 87 years old, is the one that actually threw the water in her first. Of course, she wasn't arrested or charged with anything in this. And the water hit, Miss Lizette Landrum, and then Lizette allegedly threw the water back at her mom. And this is an argument over eggs. I didn't see that she had any prior record in CCIS, so I was just gonna ask for straight pre-trial release.
Mr. Overholt, any response?
No, Your Honor, stated at this point.
State what?
Stated nothing. Yeah.
All right. All right, ma'am, I am going to, based on your lack of history in the particular circumstances of this case, I'm going to place you on pretrial release without having to post bail with a special condition that you have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Margarita Landron, that you stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth, that you not possess weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Doesn't show where. Hang on a second.
Miss Landon, do you live with your mom?
Yes.
All
They
right.
live the same address.
You may return one time within 48 hours of your release with a police officer or deputy to retrieve necessary personal items. Good luck.
Thank you.
Shalisa LaShawn Watts,
Right, you're here on a charge of battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender, assess a $50 application fee.
Whenever you're ready.
I've reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Is there something, Mr. Overholt?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Watts has an open pending case in 26 CT 588. You've asked me this should be held via Parker v. State.
All right. All right, ma'am, I'm going to set bond for you on the battery charge at $1,000. If you're able to post that bond, you'll be on pretrial release. with conditions that you have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Mia Querido Kennard. Stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, at school, and so forth, and do not possess weapons, firearms, or ammunition. However, having found probable cause to believe that you've committed a new crime while on bond in 26 CT 588, I am revoking your release, discharging your bondsman, and you will be held at no bond on that earlier case.
Does she have a code? I can't find this in showcase. Is it 0000588 or is it? I'm trying to look the case up to see.
Yeah.
Is there 3 zeros and then 588? Okay, it finally came up. I was just trying to see whether we were already appointed on this case or not. Oh, we are. Okay.
Good luck.
Summer Meeks.
Here on a charge of driving while license was suspended or revoked and violation of probation on
Judge, he told me he wasn't gonna give me that.
some type of felony battery, some type of possession charge, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Those are the
My
VOPs.
father,
Stop.
my father,
Your father, what? If it's about the facts of your case, don't answer my question. Is there
no,
something?
his funeral is this weekend, sir. Please give me a bond. Please, I
What?
cannot miss my father. My father's funeral is this weekend. Please give me a bond.
All right,
Please.
can you- all right, let me review the paperwork. I'm sorry
I'm
to hear
sorry.
about your father, but you gotta let me get to that part, okay? Do you want a lawyer?
I have one.
I'm sorry,
I have one.
one that you
I ha-
hired?
Yeah.
All right, and I'm sorry, another count under the VOP case is a resisting count. All right, so you don't need the public defender, correct?
Will she help right now?
Well, she's helping everybody this morning, but you're gonna hire a lawyer for the cases, correct?
If the public defender can help me, I'll take her right now.
Well, can you afford to hire a lawyer?
Yes,
Well, then
I
you're
do.
not.
I have a lawyer. Well, I had a lawyer for my other case. He told me to contact him anything happened.
All right, well, if you can afford to hire a lawyer, you're not entitled to the public defender. But she will help you this morning if there's something to help you with, because she helps everybody at first appearance. You understand?
Yes. Is it something she can help me with a bond? Please.
I don't know. Let me review the affidavit, all right? Just settle down. I'm sorry about your situation, but I need to read this affidavit. What is she on? It's unclear on the order. What is she on probation for? In 25-4503.
It would be resisting without violence, battery, possession of cannabis, possession of drug paraphernalia.
And when was that? When was she placed on probation?
I'm seeing it from late March. I don't see an exact date.
Of this year?
Yes, Your Honor. It would have been, the order was signed in March, but it was from February 20th of this year.
All right, Mr. Overholt, well, first of all, ma'am, I find probable cause for the new charge as well as the violation of probation. Mr. Overholt, she has made a report about her father's funeral, but typically I would not set a bond on the VOP
Oh,
absent.
please, sir.
Settle down. And so I'm not inclined to absent some compassionate agreement from the state.
You're at this point with it, without any other information, I would not be inclined to waive that normal stance of asking for no bond on VOP. But obviously her attorney will be able to file the appropriate motion and.
Well, it's today. So the funeral is today. So, man, I'm in a very difficult position because, and I'm not saying that you're lying, but we get all sorts of stories at first appearance that end up being
I
lies.
promise I wouldn't lie. I promise you I wouldn't lie. I would not be up here. I would take my consequences and deal with them. But I did not know my license was suspended, sir. It was a ticket from 3 years ago they was telling me about. I did not know the license was suspended. I would have never violated probation. I would have never been driving. I just got on probation and I did everything correctly.
Well,
And my dad just died
here's what I'm gonna do. Stop. You took an oath this morning, correct? You raised your right hand and swore to tell the truth. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna take a chance on you, but you need to understand that if you're lying to me,
Hey,
your probation
Stop.
officer's gonna check. If you're lying to me, you're gonna be charged with perjury because Mr. Overholt's gonna remember this day. You understand?
Yes, sir.
is it today? Next weekend.
What?
Funeral.
It's next weekend.
Oh, next week.
Make sure he lets know. He's thinking it's today.
Oh no, it's this weekend coming up. Like if I'm in, I'm
That was my understanding.
I thought she said this weekend. All right,
You may-
and I am not right now going to set a bond. You can contact your lawyer.
oh please, sir.
All right. $1,000 on the driving while license suspended, no bond on the VOP. And
They used to set it for hard stock criminal as well. Because you
no, because, oh yeah, because it's a misdemeanor, right? So the felony would go, no, I'm not gonna set it on his docket.
Okay.
You can set it in the normal course. But you can contact your lawyer who can address this with Judge Harr by motion. He has plenty of time to do that before next weekend. Good luck. And I'm sorry about your father.
Loretta Pitts.
All right. You're here on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
I can't afford one.
You want the public defender?
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint them and assess a $50 application fee. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Was there something, Mr. Overholt?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Pitts has a number of open cases. I can read those numbers whenever you're ready.
All
Are
right.
they all bondable or are they summons?
It shows here on my paperwork that 25 MM 7576 is a pretrial case. I don't know what those charges are.
The charge in that one is domestic battery and resisting officer without violence.
All right, ma'am, I find probable cause for this new charge. I'll set bond in the amount of $5,000. If you're able to post that bond, you'll be on pretrial. You'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Christine Lewis. Stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. Do not possess weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You may return one time within 48 hours of your release with a police officer or deputy to retrieve necessary personal items. I have found probable cause to believe you've committed a new crime while
Hey,
on.
Judge,
Yes,
Judge,
yes.
you're going in and out.
I'm going in and out. Did
You're
you say?
breaking up.
Okay.
Here, I'm gonna log out and log back in.
All right.
And Your Honor, this is a pretrial. This is her pretrial revoke order. If you can sign it for me to your left. Thank you.
Yeah, may I go to the restroom?
Yes. She gets back, if you need to go to the restroom, she can let them. If they would.
Not to call you a memory.
I'm like, no, it's not like that. I'm more afraid of my mom or getting this kind of stuff than I am being in jail. I'd probably be safer inside than with her, so. Exactly. Well, my mom be like, oops, she would kill me. Go ahead. Like that man who's like, no, I'm doing.
Well, I feel like he doesn't want to bond because then, I don't know, that sounds like a child playing sign. Because why would you want a bond?
Because they probably live together.
Yeah.
You were here yesterday, problem. And Judge, that's why I asked him if you wanted to be a because he added like 3 extra onto Harp stopping yesterday. So like maybe like he added on tomorrow. She contact her lawyer, help her out. Felt so bad, bro. Like your dad died and then he lost us.
Saying you got that ticket. It was in your hand. You had to sign for it. You had it. 3 years? Three.
A lot happens.
No, because some of them even go up if you wait too long, like in the first few months. So I'm like,
Heads up, we're back in and y'all aren't muted. Just forewarning.
Thank you. The judge took a brief recess.
Wait, can y'all hear us clear now?
We can. Can you hear us?
Yeah, we had to restart the computer.
Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, the judge took a brief recess, so we'll be back in a minute.
All right, I want to go ahead and thank you guys for tuning in to You Have a Collect Call From or at Collect Call From. So this is something I will be doing on, from, going forward, doing these streams 7 days a week. I suspect that on Monday through Friday, they have an earlier court. So I'm going to check tomorrow morning if they have a court at 6 a.m. Los Angeles time, and if they do, I'll go ahead and run it. I'll go ahead and continue doing the 10 a.m. courts that take place Monday through Friday. For those of you that like to watch these type of streams, and if you guys go ahead and do me a favor, hit that thumbs up if you guys enjoy or find any type of value watching these type of streams. And I am Collect Call James, and with that being said, I'm out, and I'll go ahead and I will be running the Maricopa County Court today. That one's about to start at 8 a.m. my local time, and I believe Miami-Dade is also going on today. All right, for you, for those of you that like watching these type of court streams. All right, you guys go ahead and have a good day.
Can y'all make sure that door is locked for the courtroom, please and thank you? When y'all go in and out, make sure it's locked behind you.
Right. Central, I'm back.
Down there, bud. That's what you have about 12.
Can't see you though.
There you go. I'm curious what was the last thing.
Deputy,
This is Loretta Pitts.
can you have the young lady whose father died come back? I'd like to readdress that case at the end of the docket.
All right, we'll bring it. We'll make sure not to send her back. We'll save her for the end.
Is she still there?
Yes, Your Honor. Do you want to save her to the very end, or?
No, we can handle her after Miss Pitts. All right. I don't know what you heard, Miss Pitts.
You broke out right before you talked about pretrial, Your Honor.
Okay. I've set a bond for you on the domestic violence at 5,000. If you post that bond, you're on pretrial release. You'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Christine Lewis. You will stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. You will possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and you may return one time within 48 hours of your release with a police officer or deputy to retrieve necessary personal items. However, having found probable cause to believe you've committed a new crime while on pretrial release in 25 MM 7576, I am revoking your release, discharging any bond if you were on bond, and you will be held at no bond in that case. Was there something additional?
There was an additional case with a pretrial release and bond. That's 25 CT 7381.
And what's the charge there?
Driving under the influence.
All right, you'll also be held at no bond on that DUI. Good luck.
We have Miss Meeks back, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Meeks,
Yes, sir.
you might have gotten off on the wrong foot perhaps due to your emotions, but I'm going to consider setting a bond for you. You understand that you're under oath, correct?
Yes, sir.
You're telling me under oath that your father passed away and his funeral is next weekend.
Yes, April 16th.
You understand that that fact that you are stating on the record is material to my decision today. You understand that?
Yes.
So that if you are not telling me the truth, you have committed perjury. You understand that? Yes?
Yes, sir.
It's a felony. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to set bond on the driving while license suspended or revoked at $1,000. Or what did I set it at 1,000 previously, right? I'm going to set bonds on each of the 4 underlying charges for the VOP at 1,000. So you have a total bond of 5,000. You are going to be placed on, if you post those bonds, you will be placed on pretrial release with house arrest GPS conditions, meaning you'll be on a monitor and you'll be at home unless it's to go to school, work, church, or your father's funeral. And then the regular allotment, the standard allotment of time for necessary errands such as appointments and grocery shopping and things like that. Pretrial services will explain that to you. Another special condition is that you are to show proof of your father's passing and the funeral arrangements to your GPS pretrial release officer and your probation officer. And you're to report to your probation officer immediately after reporting to pretrial release. Do you understand that?
Okay, so after this, I report to my probation officer.
First, you got to post a bond. After you post the bond, go to the pretrial services office. They'll tell you where that is when you're released. So I do that first thing in the morning. And then immediately they'll fit you with a, well, actually, Mr. Pretrial, I'm not sure who's here for pretrial, but she'll have to wait to be fitted with a monitor, correct?
I
Yes, Your
believe
Honor.
that's the case. Yeah, yes.
Are there monitors available where she'll be fitted sometime tomorrow?
I believe the jail fits them with the monitor.
We do not fit a monitor, Your Honor.
Okay. I'll get with my supervisor and ask her.
All right. If there are no monitors available, would you please make a note to have pretrial contact my office?
Yes, sir.
All right. So they're going to fit you with a monitor before you're released. I imagine they have a monitor available, and so that would happen sometime tomorrow. So then you'll report to pretrial services. If there is time after they fit you and you're released, then you're to immediately report to probation. If that's too close to 5 o'clock or past 5 o'clock, then you report the very next day to your probation officer in the morning. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. So I get I'm sorry.
You provide proof of your father's passing and the funeral arrangements to both pretrial services and your probation officer. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
I get the monitor here or
They'll hook you up before they release you.
okay.
All
That's
right.
it.
All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
This is Corellis Rivera. Huh?
Cardies.
Cardia?
Cardies.
I'll look for that one all this one. Thanks, young Stanford.
All right, ma'am, you're here on a charge of resisting without violence, domestic battery, and simple battery. There are 2 counts of domestic battery, I'm sorry, and 2 counts of simple battery. 1 count of resisting. Would you like the assistance of a lawyer?
Yes.
You afford to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. Server, hold on, a little confused. There appear to be only 2 alleged victims. And there's 2 counts of battery and 2 counts of domestic battery. They charging both battery and domestic battery for each alleged victim.
Hey, make sure the job's charged for the whole change for those inmates. Bye.
Not sure, that's not something I've ever seen before.
I've never seen that. I don't know that that's necessarily appropriate.
Your Honor, if the court's finding it's one ongoing incident, then I would ask that your award on one each of the TV batteries and one each of the batteries.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I suppose you could say there was some separation in time, but I'll take that into consideration when I set the amounts of bond. So I do find probable cause. Not sure why they didn't classify all of them as domestic violence. I will set bond on the resisting at 1,000, on each of the DV batteries at 2,500, and on each of the batteries at 2,500. If you're able to post those bonds, you'll be placed on pretrial release with conditions that you have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Rebecca Feliciano and Molly Camacho. Stay 500 feet away from their persons, residences, vehicles, places of employment, schools, and so forth. Do not possess any weapons, firearms, or ammunition. And you may return to 331 Birch Way in Haines City one time within 48 hours of your release with a police officer or deputy to retrieve necessary personal items. Good luck.
Doreen Snodgrass.
All right, you are here on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. Read the affidavit, there is probable cause. Set bond at $5,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release. As conditions, you'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Christopher Norris. Will possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Stay 500 feet away from his person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. You may return one time within 48 hours of your release with a police officer or deputy to retrieve necessary personal items. Good luck.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Nina Uricola.
Let's see, you are here on a warrant for violation of probation on a charge of criminal mischief. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender provisionally, assess a $50 application fee. The judge that issued the warrant found probable cause and set your bond at no bond. You will be held at no bond. Good luck.
The next one, Angelica Valdez, bonded, Your Honor.
Thank you.
This is Shelley Weeks.
This week's, you are here on an arrest warrant for tampering with physical evidence and petty theft. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender provisionally and assess a $50 application fee. Judge Kaler found probable cause when she issued the warrant. She set bonds at $5,000 on the tampering and $500 on the petty theft. She directed that she be placed on pretrial release with conditions that you have a curfew of 10 p.m. to 8 a.m., that you have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Lauren Gray, and that you stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. Good luck.
Thank you.
Aim Wolf. Or Amy.
Right, you are here on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Afford to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. I'll set bond at $5,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release. You'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Frank Taylor. Possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, and stay 500 feet away from his person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. Good luck.
Thank you.
Allen.
Yep.
Ricky Allen. Hey, y'all, first row, line on up, black line, black line, black line.
Oh, my bad.
You're good.
All right, Mr. Allen, you are alleged to be a fugitive from justice out of the state of, I think it was Illinois.
It is.
And they've indicated they'll extradite and you're to be set at no bond. It's for failing to appear at arraignment on a charge of possession of methamphetamine times two, I guess, 2 counts perhaps, or two cases. Would you like to have a lawyer assist you during extradition?
That'd be fine.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender provisionally and assess a $50 application fee. And Ms. Smith, yesterday we discussed this. Is this being set for Tuesday?
It's up to your honor what date you want to set this one. The others were monetary
Okay.
incidences.
All right, we'll set this in the normal course on Judge Harb's docket, right?
Yes.
So you'll see Judge Harb about extradition in the next week or so. All right, good luck.
Saw them before. Anthony Augustin. Augustin.
All right, sir, you're here on a charge of petty theft. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. Reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. And your of a few priors, your petty theft, I'll set bond at $1,000. Good luck.
Thank you. Takes 1 second real quick. This is Richard Coe.
Sir, you're here on a charge of leaving the scene of a crash involving property damage. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. The affidavit, there is probable cause. Your bond will be set. Let's see. Your bond will be set at $500. Good luck.
DeAndre Coleman.
Right. Mr. Coleman, you're here on a violation of probation. You're on probation in Hillsborough County. Let's see, well, I can't appoint a lawyer from Hillsborough for you, but let me take a look here. I have reviewed the affidavit. There's probable cause. So you will be held at no bond for Hillsborough to be notified that you're ready for pickup, and you'll be brought back on April 24th in the event they haven't come to get you. Good luck.
Jeremy Connor.
All right, sir, you're here on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You afford to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. All right, I'll set bond in the amount of $5,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release. As conditions, you'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Carmen Jean Prince. Possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. You may return one time within 48 hours of your release with a police officer or deputy to retrieve necessary personal items. Good luck.
Quentin Dixon Jr.
Morning.
Good morning.
Sir, you are here on a charge of driving while license suspended or revoked, third or subsequent offense. That's a local charge. And then you have an out-of-county warrant from St. Lucie for, looks like child support. As to the criminal case here locally, would you like to have a lawyer?
Public defender, please.
Cannot afford a lawyer?
No, sir. Not at the moment.
I'll appoint the public defender provisionally and assess a $50 application fee. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is a probable cause. I'll set bond on the driving while license suspended at $1,000. I'm sorry, $5,000. The judge in St. Lucie set a purge of $1,500. So you can pay that and be released on the child support matter, and then you can bond out on the driving charge here. Understand?
Yes, sir.
That's all right. Kevin Ely bonded, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
This is Jarvis Ellington.
All right, sir, you're not here on a criminal case. You're also here on a child support matter. Looks like the Judge Hill set a bond of set a purge amount of $4,000. So you can get out by paying that amount. If you're unable to do that, you will see a hearing officer or magistrate early this week.
And Your Honor, I believe that he'll see a hearing officer tomorrow at 12 o'clock is what they've been doing.
That's early this week. Good luck.
Yes, sir. I need to take a seat in that cell right there. This is Marcus Fountain.
Sir, you're here on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. The affidavit. There is probable cause. I'll set bond in the amount of $5,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release. You'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Michaela Thomas. You'll stay 500 feet away from her personal residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. And you will possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Good luck.
This is Walter Gray.
Anderson Public Defender's Office. I do want to waive the reading of the one first-degree misdemeanor charge.
All right, sir, do you know what you're charged with?
He's been shown, Your Honor.
All right. Would you like to have a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford to hire the lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee.
I got you.
I reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. I'll set bonds on each of the 2 first-degree misdemeanors at 1,000 per count. And on the felony petty theft, at 1,000. Good luck.
This is Curtis Hall, Your Honor.
Mr. Hall, let's see, you have capiases and a couple of cases here. In one of them, it was for failure to appear at a pretrial conference on underlying charges of trespass, battery on a law enforcement officer, and resisting an officer without violence. Did he have the public defender?
He's a public defender in all cases.
On all of them. All right, they'll continue to represent you. Judge Cumby directed that you be held at no bond, but that she would have a hearing within 5 days. That's been set for April 23rd at 8:30 to review that. And then the other capias, let's see, is for failing to appear at pretrial conference on an underlying charge of petty theft. Judge Staney set your bond on that at 2,000. And then you have another capias issued by Judge Staney on underlying charges of trespass and resisting, and he set bond on each of those counts at 6,000 per count. Good luck.
Christopher Harshfield.
Right, Mr. Harshfield, you do not have a criminal case. You're here on a child support writ.
Yes, sir.
Judge Hill set a purge amount of $1,000, so you can get out of jail by paying that amount. If not, you'll see a hearing officer or magistrate tomorrow, probably sometime early this week.
Okay, I do want to add, my youngest daughter is 18 as of December of last year. She's shipping out for the military on the 21st. So whatever we can do to get me home by then.
The ball is in your court with that. If you're unable to post that purge today, you'll see a hearing officer or magistrate tomorrow or Tuesday.
Okay.
All right, good luck.
This is Douglas Hatley.
Sanderson Public Defender's Office. I do want to waive the reading of one of his misdemeanor charges.
Do you know what you're charged with, sir?
Yes, sir. One of them is totally bogus.
Okay, but you understand what you're charged with.
Yes, sir.
Would you like to have a lawyer?
I don't have one.
Would you like one?
Yes, sir.
You afford to hire one?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee.
Have a bond?
The affidavit, there is probable cause. I'll set bonds on each count at $1,000. Good luck.
Vincent Johnson, bonded, Your Honor.
Okay.
This is David Krisak.
All right, so you're here on a charge of possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Would you like a lawyer?
Yeah.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Bonds are set at $5,000 on the methamphetamine and $1,000 on the paraphernalia.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Willie Lee.
You are here on 3 counts of corruption by threat of a public servant and 1 count of felony battery domestic violence. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
Public defender, please.
Means you cannot afford to hire a lawyer.
Oh, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee.
Set your bond, yeah. Public service. Domestic violence.
I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Your bonds are set at 5,000 per count on each charges. I'll set bond at 5,000 on the domestic violence. If you are able to post bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release. As conditions, you'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Brandeis Copeland. You will stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. You will possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You may return one time within 48 hours of your release with a police officer or deputy to retrieve necessary personal items. Good luck.
Gonzalez, this is Luis Lopez Gonzalez. Warren.
Sir, you are here on a warrant issued by Judge Cole for violation of probation on a charge of DUI. Would you like a lawyer?
Can't afford one.
Want the public defender?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll appoint that office and assess a $50 application fee. Judge Cole directed that you be held at no bond, and you will be held at no bond. Good luck.
Dane Little.
Sir, you are here on several charges. 1 count of DUI as a third offense within 10 years. 1 count of DUI with property damage or personal injury. 1 count of refusal to submit to a DUI test. 1 count of driving while license suspended or revoked. And then 1 count possession of cannabis and 1 count possession of drug paraphernalia. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
You said yes, you're going to hire a lawyer?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I can.
All right. affidavit, there is probable cause. Right, I'll set bond on the driving while license suspended or revoked at 5,000, on the third or subsequent offense DUI at 10,000, on the DUI with property damage at 5,000, on the refusal to submit at 1,000, on the possession of paraphernalia 1,000, and the possession of cannabis 1,000. If you are able to post the bonds, you will be on pretrial release with conditions that you not possess or consume alcohol, and that you not go to places where the sale or service of alcohol is the main source of business. Do not possess or consume illegal drugs, and stay away from places where illegal drugs are used or sold. You will be subject to random urinalysis and breath tests at your own expense, and you will not drive without a valid license. Good luck.
Thank you.
Vega Martinez.
Who is it?
Vega Martinez, first name O'Neill. Sorry, I didn't say that.
Right. All right, sir, you're here on a warrant out of Orange County. We've confirmed that warrant. It is for failing to appear on a charge of no motor vehicle registration. The judge in Orange County set your bond at $1,000, so you can bond out. If not, they'll be here to get you within a reasonable time, and you can discuss your arrangements for a lawyer with the judge over there. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Good luck.
O'Dane Misadu. This is the one that originally said he needed Creel, but then said he understood you.
Okay, Mr. Is it Masadu?
Yes, sir.
You can understand me?
Yes, sir.
All right. You are here on a charge of DUI and refusal to submit to a DUI test. Would you like to have a lawyer assist you?
Yeah, I would be, yes.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee.
Okay.
Give me a moment. Affidavit, there is probable cause. I'll set bond on the DUI at $1,000 and on the refusal to submit at $1,000. Good luck.
Jared Palmer.
United Henderson Public Defender's Office. This is a CO case, so we cannot be appointed to this type of charge.
All right. Sir, you're here on a charge of possession of an open container in violation of the Winter Haven City Ordinance. Would you like a lawyer to assist you?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint counsel. I believe that's going to be Gail Cheatwood to represent you and assess a $50 application fee. How does that appointment get? Do you need to print paperwork for me to generate it, or?
No, we usually downstairs sends it to her, but I'll also make a note to send it to her as well. So she knows.
So she doesn't get an actual order appointing her, or the first appearance order is?
The first appearance is usually,
Okay,
as far as I understand it.
okay. All right, so she'll represent you. Give me a moment. All right, I've reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Your bond will be set at $250. Good luck.
Yes, sir. You know what my next court date is?
I do not.
Matthew Pearson. Matthew Pearson. Okay, go.
All right, sir, you're here on a charge of no motor vehicle registration. Would you like a lawyer?
Sir, my vehicle was registered. It's for a trailer I was pulling.
Stop. We're not here today for that. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, I would, but you're telling me I didn't have a registration for the vehicle I was driving.
Okay, I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you the
The
officer that
trailer-
arrested. This is not your trial. I make determinations based on sworn paperwork. I've already told everyone, I'm not finding anyone guilty or even saying the state
Yes,
can
yes, sir.
prove
I'd like
the
a lawyer.
case.
I'd like a lawyer.
Can you afford to hire the lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee.
Listen.
This is outright bullshit.
Okay,
Stop.
I've had my vehicle registered, man. I have
okay,
license, insurance, and everything.
okay. If the officer got it wrong, the state's not going to be able to prove the case, but he has sworn in an affidavit that that is the case, so that means I find probable cause. That's all it is probable cause. All right, and your bond is set at $250. Good luck.
Oh, fuck.
Who is this?
This is Rodney Plummer, Your Honor.
Senior Smith Public Defender's Office. I do want to weigh the reading of his misdemeanor charge.
All right. You know what your charge is, sir?
Yes, sir.
You want a lawyer?
Yes, sir, I do.
You afford to hire a lawyer?
No, I cannot.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. I've reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. And your bond will be set at $5,000. Good luck.
This is Ryan Robinson, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're here on a charge of simple battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Oh, sir. Public defender, please.
You cannot afford to hire a lawyer.
Oh, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. The affidavit, there is probable cause. Your bond is set at $1,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be on pretrial release. You'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with Brittany Bailey. You'll possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, and so forth. Good luck.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Could I be on pre-trial in Fort Lauderdale, Florida? Because I don't know nobody up here.
They'll explain to you how to deal with that. You're not required to live in Polk County, but you do have reporting requirements.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
This is Jorge Rojas Pellegrin.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
This afternoon. No, it's still morning. All right, you're here on a charge of resisting an officer without violence. Would you like a lawyer?
I already have a private lawyer.
Okay. All right.
Hey, Ruthie, there one.
I reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Your bond is set at $1,000.
Thank you, Your Honor. This would be Sean Smith.
All right, sir, you're here on a charge of possession of a suspended driver's license. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Can you afford to hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. I've reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Your bond is set at $250.
Thank
Good
you,
luck.
sir.
Wait for Smith. Next is Cody Sylvester. Yes.
All right, sir, you are here on capiases for failing to appear at arraignment on a charge of no motor vehicle registration and no valid driver's license.
Yes, sir.
Judge Griffin issued those capiases and set bonds on each count at $500. Would you like an attorney to assist you in these cases?
Yeah, I need a public defender.
Not afford to hire a lawyer?
Nope.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. Good luck.
Tucker Tanner.
All right, Mr. Tanner, you're here on a charge of possession of cannabis and possession of drug paraphernalia. That's a felony possession of cannabis. Would you like a lawyer?
I can't afford one.
Do you want the public defender?
Please.
I'll appoint them and assess a $50 application fee. I reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. Your bonds are set at $5,000 on the cannabis and $1,000 on the paraphernalia. Good luck.
Jaquina Thomas.
Good afternoon, sir.
Here on a warrant out of Osceola County. It is for battery. The judge in Osceola set bond at no bond. If you have no local charges, Osceola will be here to get you shortly. And you can discuss your arrangements for a lawyer with the judge over there. And we'll set this case out about 30 days to make sure, is it 30 days?
No, Your Honor, the administrative order says it has to be within a week.
Oh, we'll set you over to the 24th to make sure Osceola has come to get you. Good luck.
Evar Vasquez Cruz.
You're here on a charge of domestic battery. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Can you hire a lawyer?
No, sir.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee. I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. I'll set bond.
Your warrants for.
Sorry?
Sorry, I was talking to.
I'll set bond in the amount of $5,000. If you're able to post the bond, you'll be placed on pretrial release. You'll have no contact directly, indirectly, or through a third person with the alleged victim, Haley Norquist Kern. You'll possess no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. Stay 500 feet away from her person, residence, vehicle, place of employment, school, and so forth. If you were living together, you may return one time within 48 hours with a police officer to receive, to retrieve necessary personal items. I have determined probable cause to believe that you've committed a new crime while on probation in 25 CT 8587. What is the charge in that case?
It was reckless driving.
Oh, there it is right there. Okay. Reckless driving. So I will issue an instanter warrant and you'll be for violation of probation, and you'll be held at no bond on that violation of probation.
Sanderson Public Defender's Office would ask to be appointed on that case, and also for the VOP to be set at the same time as the new charge.
I'll appoint the public defender and we'll set them all for the same arraignment date. All right, good luck.
Ready for the next one, Your Honor?
Yes.
Julio Velez.
I know what my charges, Your Honor. And I need a public defender.
Okay.
I'm on disability.
All right, you're here on a charge of operating an unregistered motor vehicle, forged or altered vehicle tag, sticker or certificate, attaching an unassigned tag, possession of drug paraphernalia, possession of methamphetamine, and felony driving while license suspended or revoked. You cannot afford to hire your own lawyer.
No, I do not. I cannot.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee.
Your Honor, but they found these drugs in somebody else's vehicle.
Okay,
How-
stop.
Yeah, she was big man, so trying to figure out what to do.
Sir, I'm not saying you're guilty or that the state can prove what they've alleged or what the law enforcement has alleged.
I understand.
That the affidavit provides probable cause for all of the charges. You have bonds on all of them.
Okay.
250 on the forged sticker, 250 on the attaching an unassigned tag, 1,000 on paraphernalia, 5,000 on methamphetamine, 250 on the motor vehicle registration charge, and 5,000 on the felony driving a license suspended. All right, good luck.
Still up.
I'll give me a second. Give me a second. This is Odonis Velez, Your Honor.
All right, sir, you're here on a charge of DUI and refusal to submit to DUI, to a DUI test. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you afford to hire the lawyer?
Oh, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee.
Your Honor, can I request R&R, please, due to some discrepancies on the affidavit?
Request it, but if you let me finish reviewing
Yes,
that,
sir.
I'll
Okay.
consider it. I've reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. If the discrepancy you're wanting to point out is that he didn't have his supervisor come, that really is neither here nor there to me.
That is not it, Your Honor. I went to medical and there was no photos taken. I have an injured foot and the officers inflicted bodily harm on me, Your Honor, and I also need photographs of that as proof for my case when I do go to trial.
Okay, well, your lawyer will come to talk to you about those things.
But it is a time-sensitive matter, Your Honor, so I would like to request either medical here or an officer to take photographs in order for me to have.
You made your request, everyone's heard you. I'm not gonna order anybody to do any of that, though. That's not my job.
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, your bonds are set at 1,000 on the DUI and 250 on the refusal to submit.
Again, Your Honor, there's no way I can get R&R. I have no.
Your lawyer can file a motion on your behalf.
Also, Your Honor, I was not given a chance to retrieve any of my phone numbers from my phone. I have no one to contact.
You're gonna have to make a request as a dorm deputy, sir. There's nothing I can do about that.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Step
Good
on
luck.
that. Last is Francis Danas.
All right, sir, you're here on a charge of DUI with an elevated blood or breath alcohol level. Would you like a lawyer?
Oh, Your Honor.
Gonna represent
No.
yourself?
Sorry.
You're gonna represent yourself?
I don't see how a lawyer can help me.
You never know. If you can't afford a lawyer, I'll appoint one. Do you want me to appoint a lawyer? They can at least help you navigate this case.
Okay, please.
Can you? All right, I'll appoint the public defender and assess a $50 application fee.
Okay.
I have reviewed the affidavit. There is probable cause. I'll set on the amount of $1,000. Good luck.
Thank you.
That's everybody I know of, Central, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest of what's left of the weekend.
All right, guys, this is James. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to transfer you guys over to Miami-Dade if you guys wish to watch that live court. And with that being said, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, I'm out. A rato, and I'll be back tomorrow.